Barcelona begins negotiations with Haaland. Neymar buys Pelé for a fantastic sum. Arsenal agrees with Real Madrid for Rodrygo transfer. Mbappé to demand insane sum from PSG, $500 million at stake, and Yamal recovers from injury in a nightclub. All of this and more in today's episode. Barcelona has initiated unofficial negotiations with Erling Haaland, and although the transfer seems almost unrealistic, the Catalans are not giving up their attempts. Joan Laporta sees the Norwegian not only as Robert Lewandowski's successor, but also as a symbol of his election campaign for the club's presidential elections in 2026. Haaland is 25, and he has not ruled out the possibility of listening to Barcelona's vision, despite his current contract with Manchester City until 2034 and a salary of around €25 million per season. Barcelona understands that the transfer will be extremely difficult, not only due to financial fair play, but also due to the absence of a release clause that could be activated. However, according to El Nacional, Laporta is conducting discreet contacts through intermediaries and believes he can convince Haaland if a window of opportunity arises. One such trigger could be the potential departure of Pep Guardiola from Man City. The club fears that this could influence the Norwegian's decision. Lewandowski, who is already 37, finished last season with 42 goals, but Barcelona is increasingly cautious about the idea of extending his contract. The club is exploring options to refresh its attacking line, and Haaland is the main target. So far, there has been no official offer, but the Catalans are preparing for the moment when they can make a move. Zinedine Zidane has confirmed that his return to coaching is inevitable, and everything indicates that he will lead the French national team after the 2026 World Cup. Soon, I hope, was Zidane's recent answer when asked about a possible comeback to the coaching bench. According to Le Parisien, the French Football Federation does not plan to change coaches until the end of the tournament, to allow Didier Deschamps to calmly complete his last cycle at the head of Les Bleus. Zidane himself, who has not worked since leaving Real Madrid in 2021, does not hide his desire to lead the national team, and his return is already being called a matter of time. Despite a general agreement, technical details remain, in particular the coordination of equipment contracts, as Zidane has his own commercial obligations that need to be integrated into the FFF structure. However, these nuances should not hinder the appointment, which, according to sources, has already been virtually agreed upon. Zidane, considered the ideal successor to Deschamps, is ready to usher in a new era of French football, but only after the World Cup in the USA, Canada, and Mexico concludes. Karim Adeyemi could become the next big figure in the transfer market. According to Sky Sports Deutschland, his agent Jorge Mendes has already held talks with several clubs, including Manchester United. The reason is stalled negotiations with Borussia Dortmund regarding a new contract. Adeyemi's current agreement is valid until the summer of 2027, but the parties cannot agree on the terms of an extension. A new round of negotiations is expected after the international break, but the very fact of Mendes's activity in the market indicates a willingness to consider alternatives. Manchester United, who have long been looking for a dynamic winger with explosive speed, are closely monitoring the situation. At the same time, clubs from Spain and France are also showing interest in Adeyemi. Dortmund, in turn, does not want to lose a player they consider key to their long-term project, but is not ready to meet all of the agent's financial demands. This could be another case where Borussia loses a young talent due to contractual disagreements and, at the same time, a chance for Adeyemi to move to a top club. Manchester United is also closely monitoring the situation around Marc Guéhi, who could become a free agent this summer. According to Mail Sport, the club is considering the Crystal Palace defender as a potential signing amid a stalemate in negotiations with Harry Maguire. The Red Devils' captain's contract expires in the summer, and the parties have not yet made significant progress in discussing a new deal. Guéhi, who has had a strong season in the Premier League and established himself in the England national team, is being considered as an option to refresh the defence. His free agent status makes the transfer particularly attractive for United, who are looking to strengthen their central defence without significant expenditure. At the same time, the club does not rule out that Maguire may leave the team if a compromise on new terms is not reached. Thus, United is preparing for a potential rotation in central defence, and Guéhi, who is also linked with interest from other top clubs, could become part of this process. A final decision is expected closer to summer, when the situation with Maguire becomes clear. NR Sports, a company owned by Neymar and his father, has officially acquired the rights to Pelé's image, name, and brand for €15.5 million. The announcement is expected today, November 19th, on the anniversary of the legend's 1,000th goal, adding symbolism to this move. The deal gives Neymar full control over the commercial use of Pelé's legacy from merchandising to digital products, although it is still unclear how exactly he plans to dispose of these rights. Neymar himself currently plays for Santos Pelé's hometown club and has scored 6 goals in 26 matches this season. Arsenal has agreed to a transfer offer for Rodrygo, €60 million fixed, plus €20 million in bonuses, and Real Madrid is ready to accept it. Xabi Alonso does not see the Brazilian as a key player. According to Football 365, the Madrid club is open to selling Rodrygo after he lost his status as a regular starter. This season, he has played only 24% of the available minutes, and at the Club World Cup, he hardly appeared on the field. Arsenal, who are looking for reinforcements on the flanks, formulated an offer, €60 million guaranteed, plus €20 million in achievable bonuses, and Xabi Alonso, according to sources, is ready to accept it. Rodrygo, who joined Real Madrid in 2019 for €45 million, has won 12 trophies with the club, including 2 Champions Leagues. But after Alonso's arrival, his role significantly diminished, and the club no longer considers him part of their long-term project. This transfer could be one of the loudest winter moves, as Arsenal is ahead of competitors, among whom Chelsea and Tottenham are mentioned, and already has an agreed deal structure. If Real Madrid does not change its position, official confirmation could appear in early January. According to El Periódico, Yamal was present in the VIP area of Barcelona club Luz de Gas on the night of November 13th to 14th, precisely when he was officially undergoing rehabilitation for pubalgia and had left the Spanish national team. The party took place under strict confidentiality. Security required guests to leave their phones in a safe, and only girls had access to the private area where Yamal was. According to eyewitnesses, the atmosphere was calm. The footballer was chatting with friends, including his cousin Mohamed Abde. A group of 7 friends entered the club around midnight, and the party lasted until approximately 3:30 in the morning. Part of the group left earlier, while Yamal remained inside for some time. Club employees confirmed that all drinks for guests in Yamal's area were paid for in advance, which indicates the organized nature of the event. The incident gained publicity because the Barcelona player is officially undergoing rehabilitation, and his participation in a nightlife event drew criticism in the media. The club has not yet commented on the situation, but fans are already discussing whether Yamal violated internal disciplinary rules, especially given his status as one of the youngest and most promising players in the Blaugrana squad. The legal conflict between Kylian Mbappé and PSG escalated after hearings in the Parisian Industrial Tribunal, where the parties exchanged counterclaims for over €500 million. Mbappé is demanding €260 million covering unpaid salaries, bonuses, compensation for moral pressure, and breach of contract agreements. In response, PSG is demanding €240 million, accusing the player of bad faith. According to the club's version, Mbappé concealed his decision not to extend his contract for almost 11 months, which deprived PSG of the opportunity to organize a transfer. The club also claims that the player violated an agreement from August 2023, which stipulated a salary reduction if he left as a free agent. In a statement after the hearings, PSG emphasized that it had sought an amicable solution for a year, but Mbappé continued to attack the club at every opportunity. The club provided the court with documents that, they say, prove breaches of agreements and damage to its reputation and finances. This conflict goes beyond a labor dispute. It affects the image of French football, casts doubt on the ethical standards of negotiations, and could influence future transfers of top players to Ligue 1. So far, no compromise has been reached, and the case risks dragging on for months. Friends, in this conflict, whose side are you on? PSG's or Mbappé's? That's it for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Keep watching for more football action, and have a wonderful day.